Peace. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, my almighty family? Give everybody a few minutes. Scroll on in. Then I dive right into today's topic. Don't got much to say today about today's topic, man. But just keep it brief. Real simple, yet very complicated and under the radar subject that I'm going to be talking about. So I just want to touch on it because a lot of people really don't know this science. So I really can't say that they overlook it. Just a lot of people don't know and understand this actual science when it goes under the radar. Peace. What's going on, Sean? Hopefully you staying safe out here, man. We got to get the people healthy, man. In order to get the people healthy, you got to break down these sciences, man. We got to break down how we should be eating, how we should not be eating, things that we should be drinking, things that we should not be drinking, ways that we got to think, ways that we shouldn't be thinking, all of that holistically. You got to look at everything holistically. So I'm going to touch on this topic that not too many people touch on and talk about. Dealing with the proper way to combine your food. A lot of us are eating our food incorrectly. A lot of us are combining foods that do not need to be combined, and that's wreaking havoc on our digestive system. Most definitely, bro. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to help y'all change those bad eating habits, man. But it's a process. It's a process. Not going to happen overnight. For some, it may, but for the most part, it's not going to happen overnight. Got to be patient with yourself when it comes to changing those bad eating habits, man, because it took you years to develop those habits. So don't expect for it to change overnight or over a few days or even over a few months. It's going to take time. But a lot of people don't have that patience with other people and themselves. So it's like one slip up and then they just like forget it. But that's not the mindset that you need to have when striving to change habits, man. You're going to have ups and downs, trials and tribulations. You're going to have plenty of obstacles along this journey. Just embrace that process, though. But like I said, what I'm about to talk about today is a part of the process that a lot of people just don't know. A lot of us, a lot of times we think we are being healthy or eating healthy when in reality we are actually not, because it's a lot of things that we don't know that are not thoroughly discussed and understood. And like I said, the proper way to combine food is definitely one of those subjects. Like I'm gonna step right out and say it. A lot of people, what's going on, Kev? What's going on with it, fam? One of the most popular combinations of food, like amongst meat eaters, is like steak and potatoes. You know, your meat with your starch. It's a very popular combination. That is one of the worst combinations known to man. Like, you should not be eating a steak with potatoes. You should not be combining a protein with a starch. That is tearing your digestive system up completely. Well, that's one of the worst things that you can do. Appreciate it, Kev. Yeah, man, I'm just getting started with the gym, man. You're going to see it develop over time. It's going to have a completely different look some months from now. But you're seeing just the beginning, so I'm in there killing them. But appreciate that, bro. But yeah, the protein and the starch combination is deadly. Very deadly. Should not combine a protein with a starch in the same meal. And the main reason why you shouldn't do that is because of protein, it requires an acid juice for the digestive juice. It's an acidic juice. The concentrated starch requires an alkaline juice. So when you eat both of those together, you have both juices being released. And again, they neutralize each other. So what happens when they neutralize each other? They're gonna keep secreting. Your body will keep secreting these juices until we begin to experience things like indigestion and heartburn and things of that nature. So that's why when you would combine like a protein with a starch, you may get that indigestion and you may get that heartburn, because that acidic juice and that alkaline juice, they are neutralizing each other and they just gonna keep secreting until you experience that symptom. So that's why it is just not wise to combine that protein with that starch. Stay away from that. If you eat meat, stay away from combining your meat product with that potato, with that rice. Don't do that. Do not do that at all. It's tearing your system up, man. It's pushing you back hours, man. So you do not want to do that. And then when they combine with one another too, the protein, it begins to putrefy, and the carbs, it kind of ferments, which means they rot. So when they combine with each other, it comes into the system and it ends up rotting because it's just an improper combination. So you want to be wise and mindful in regards to the foods that you combine. So the protein starch. So if it's a protein rich food and it's a starchy food, do not combine them. Do not eat them at the same meal. Separate them. Do not do that. Yeah, Sean, a lot, like I said, a lot of people don't know this simple science, and we wonder why we have these negative feelings and we get all these symptoms and we get these headaches. You know, we have heartburn, indigestion, and we have all these type of issues. A lot of it has to do with combination of food that we are consuming. So a lot of people need to get hip to that, man. Like sometimes you think you eating correctly, like you could be eating healthy foods, but the way you got the foods combined could be causing that healthy food to become acidic and basically pointless because it'll just rot because it has come in contact with a food that is not supposed to be in contact with or combined with. I would not combine the chickpeas with the avocado. I would eat them separately. Yeah, I would eat them separately. And another piece of information too, as far as like snacks and stuff goes, and I just talked about this on Facebook. You always want to consume fruits by themselves, preferably first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. A fruit is to not be combined with any other food. That goes for smoothies as well. Do not combine the fruit with the vegetables. Do not combine the fruit with the protein rich foods. Do not combine the fruit with the starch, with the starchy foods. Consume fruits by themselves. And if you consume the fruit and you feel the urge or the need to consume any other type of food, give yourself 30, 45 minutes, depending on what fruit you consume, before you eat anything else. Because if you consume the fruit and then eat something else immediately following the consumption of the fruit, that food will come in contact with the fruit, and that will cause that fruit to pretty much rot inside of you. Nope, no fruits with the oatmeal. You just want fruit strictly by themselves. Fruits by themselves. That's another thing. Like a lot of people do not know that, but you want fruits by themselves. Yeah, I drink the Essentia alkaline water. I got like a little water tester here. That water is pretty solid. Yeah, I'm not the biggest avocado fan. I just recently started striving to consume more, but I'm not the biggest avocado fan at all. But you want to make sure you get your fruits in on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Because the fruit, it take about the average fruit about 25 to 30 minutes to kind of get through the stomach and, to get through the stomach. So you want to allow that time for the fruit to do what it needs to do, for you to extract all the nutrients and things of that nature before you consume any other food on top of that fruit. And a banana is probably the fruit. I think a banana is the fruit that takes the longest to kind of go through the stomach and whatnot. I think it takes about 45 minutes on average for the banana, like, to get out of the stomach. But all the other fruits, about 25 to 30 minutes. So if you want to eat something after you eat the fruit, wait about 25 to 30 minutes. Unless it's a banana, then you may want to wait 45 minutes to an hour. Because another thing too, a lot of people don't understand, like, the process of, like, digesting and how the food has to go through the stomach and then has to go through the intestines and all that good stuff. So a lot of people don't understand just how clogged up they really are. Like, if just outside of fruits and things of that nature, like, the average food may take about 8 hours just to get out of the stomach and 24 to 40 hours to get through the intestines. So just imagine, just like picture in your mind how often we consume protein-rich foods, the carb type foods, starchy foods. Just imagine how often throughout the day we consume those types of foods. So we really not allowing that food to naturally run its course because we keep consuming food on top of it, along with improperly combining the food. So that 8 hours that it may take on average for the food to get through the stomach, that's if it's properly combined. Once we start improperly combining the foods, then it may take longer. And some more science too. When foods are eaten that are incompatible combinations, like fermentation results, again, that's basically rotten. And then alcohol is also produced in the digestive tract. So that has the same impact that drinking alcohol has on the liver. So it will cause liver damage. Like, listen to what I just said. When you consume incompatible combinations of food, it has the same effect that drinking alcohol does on the liver because of the fermentation. So think about that. You thinking, oh, I'm eating these fruits with this meat, and you thinking you done had fruit with it, and you thinking you doing something healthy. No, you actually worse off eating that fruit with that piece of meat. That combination is causing that fermentation, which is actually damaging your liver. But in your mind, you like, I got this piece of meat and I got this fruit. I'm doing something good because I got this fruit with this piece of meat. That's a deadly combination, destroying your liver. The same with that steak and that potato. And detoxing, my favorite, again, detoxing, fasting, man, fasting. 24, 36 hour fast. Or you can go on fruit fast, man. Just have all fruits, 24 hours. A couple days a week. If you want to go on an extended joint, you could try that out. I'll start with like 2 or 3 days of just fruits, and then try to go 2 or 3 days with water. What's going on, Sweet Tea? Yeah, so we really got to just pay attention to how we combining those foods, man, because when you combining the wrong foods, then you pretty much defeating the purpose of some of the healthier foods that we tend to have on our plates. Now, the one good thing about food combinations is vegetables. Vegetables don't require those like like I was talking about the acidic juices and then the alkaline juices. Vegetables don't require that. So you can pretty much have a vegetable outside of a fruit. You can pretty much have a vegetable with anything. So like if you eat meat, the best combination you can have with that meat is a vegetable. The best combination you can have with that starch is a vegetable. Now you can have two starchy foods together. It's not that bad, but it's not ideal. Two protein foods, no good, especially when they are of a different type. Like if it's a dairy product with a meat product, you know, like eggs, bacon, and stuff like that. Terrible combination right there. But when looking to combine foods, a vegetable can pretty much go with anything outside of the fruit. So if you got a starchy food, put your vegetable with it. You got your protein-rich food, put a vegetable with it. Oh yeah, Montel, like I said, I pretty much put a vegetable with everything. So if I'm eating beans, vegetables with the beans. If I'm eating rice, vegetables with the rice. If I'm eating quinoa, vegetables with that. I pretty much put vegetables with everything. You want your plate to predominantly be green. Like greens go with everything, like I said, outside of the fruit. So whatever else you eat greens with it. Like it's just that simple. A vegetable with everything except the fruit. Like I said, you can combine starchy foods, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Like obviously you want to limit the starch that you consume. So I wouldn't recommend too much starchy foods on a plate, too many starchy foods on a plate. Yeah, they say an apple a day keep the doctor away, all that type of good stuff. So yeah, apples and bananas are cool. Yeah, Sean, lay off the bacon and eggs, man. Start with the bacon, drop the bacon, drop it. Drop both of them eventually. But bacon and eggs, that's a bad combination. Bad combination. Clogging your arteries and everything. That's a terrible combination. Bad for the heart, bad for the cholesterol, bad for the blood pressure, all that. So yeah, that combination, drop that. And most of the times we combine bacon and eggs is in the morning, and that is the wrong time to be consuming like protein-rich foods. Because people don't understand protein is like the most complex like food element. So that's the hardest like food element for the body to break down. The body has a hard time breaking down protein-rich foods. So that actually wreaks the most havoc on our digestive system. So when we consume two of them together that don't need to go together, that's double the work for the digestive system. Water a day, you hear people talk about 8 glasses of water, or some people drink a gallon. The consensus that I have come across in my studies is half your body weight in ounces. So drink half your body weight in ounces of water and you will be good. Yeah, and watermelon is cool. That's a high water content fruit right there. So that's good. So like I said, when you need something to combine a food with, vegetable. That's your best bet. Vegetable. When in doubt, eat whatever it is you plan on eating with a vegetable. Vegetable should always be, it should really be your main dish. But I'm going to keep it in layman's terms. So if you're looking for a side dish for your meal, it should always be a vegetable or two. Your plate should be 80% green, 20% whatever else. Like, period. And people may be wondering about, hear me talking about food combinations, and you may be wondering about something like a bean that's kind of like a protein and starch combination or a mixture. When you eat the bean alone, the body is capable of like modifying its digestive juices and timing their secretions for efficient digestion. So you don't have to worry about like the bean. Like the bean is cool. And then again, if you need something to eat the bean with, like I said, a vegetable would be perfect with that. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, spinach, kale, asparagus, peas, corn, whatever it is that you want to consume with that bean, just make it a vegetable. Because I eat a lot of beans. And I tend to mix a lot of vegetables with the beans. That's how I get down. And then the beans, like chickpeas, kidney beans, red beans, black beans, all those beans, just good. Even vegetarian baked beans. So you can't go wrong with throwing the beans in there with some vegetables. You'll be all good to go. So again, like I said, some of the basics of what I'm talking about as far as food combination goes, like I said, it's real simple. It's nothing complicated. Like a way to just map out your day in regards to if you needed a like meal plan or a way to just structure out your day. Like I said, first thing in the morning, nothing but fruits. Fruit, water, that's it. Nothing but fruits. Preferably like melons, berries, pineapples, oranges, kiwis, limes, lemons, grapefruits. Those are some good fruits to consume in the morning. Then when noon hits, again, like I've always said, that should be your largest meal of the day. So if that's the meal where you want to have like your heavy protein rich foods, then cool. But just make sure you combine it with a vegetable. So if you are a meat eater, then if you want to have your piece of meat, like your chicken or whatever, make sure you consume that baked chicken or that grilled chicken with a vegetable, with some steamed broccoli, with some kale, with some spinach, some peas, green beans, asparagus, something. Just make sure you consuming that protein-rich food with a vegetable. And then for dinner time, again, that's when the meal should be a little bit lighter. So then that is when you want to consume predominantly greens. Like I would suggest, like a good dinner meal would just be some beans mixed with some vegetables. And you will be good to go. Because people don't understand. Like I recommend, if you are a meat eater, I recommend only having meat with one meal the entire day. Do not have meat with every meal. That is terrible for the digestive system because it takes a while for the digestive system to break down the animal protein in that meat. So if you continue to eat meat on top of meat on top of meat, you are not giving your digestive system a break. And then even the healthier foods that you are consuming is going to collide with it. So you are killing the benefits of that healthier food because you keep consuming that meat on top of meat and you're not allowing the meat to naturally go through the body how it would if you just kind of ate it once throughout the day and let it run its course. And then I recommend, of course, taking some days off from the meat. You don't really need to be eating meat every day anyway. But if you do have to eat the meat, eat it once, preferably for like lunch. And then give yourself about 3 days out the week where you just meat free. But we see how simple the science is, man. Like I said, it's just fruits in the morning. Noon, that's your biggest meal. If you're a meat eater, that's when you can have your meat with your vegetables. And then dinner time, that's when it should be predominantly green, 80%, and then a bean. I mean, it's just that simple. You implement this simple strategy and you will be good to go. And also make sure you don't eat that late meal too late or the dinner meal too late. Yeah, well, you know what's crazy about the 5 to 6 times a day, that's actually what the crazy thing about that is, that's actually a recommended strategy to lose weight as well. That's crazy because it's supposed to boost the metabolism. So it helps with weight loss or fat loss, I should say, as well. So it's crazy. It's crazy how when you're striving to kind of gain muscle, gain a little bit of weight, they recommend you eat 5 to 6 times a day. And then the same token, to lose weight, they also recommend eating 5 to 6 times a day as well, just to boost that metabolism so you can burn the fat. So that's crazy. But to answer that question, it all boils down to food combinations. So again, like if I was on the vegan tip and somebody came to me and they wanted to put on healthy weight, from a vegan perspective, it'll be simple. So in the morning time, like the fruits I broke down, I say you probably eat more bananas. So instead of focusing on like the watermelons and the strawberries and the blackberries, the blueberries and the limes and oranges and all that, I say eat some bananas. And then when it's lunchtime, that's when you can go crazy again. I probably have like my beans, or I have like my hemp seeds, flax seeds, whatever seed it is that I want to eat, because those seeds are pretty much rich in protein, or like some split peas or legumes or something with like some spinach and some kale. And then let's say 2 to 3 hours after that, I'll bring my nuts and my seeds back into the mix, because again, that's rich in protein. And then I'll probably have like a cup and a half of like some spinach or something. And then 2 to 3 hours after that, because when you on that 5 to 6 times per day, you eating about every 2 to 3 hours. So 2 to 3 hours after that, I'm gonna probably go back to my seeds. And then I'm gonna top it off with my dinner. And again, with the dinner, I'm gonna go right back to my beans. You may can throw like a potato in there with a bunch of vegetables. You do that, you will be good to roll. You'll be good to roll. Because the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, and the seeds, they got all the amino acids that you need to form the protein that the body needs to form that muscle that you want, and to lose that fat or burn that fat that you don't want. You just got to make sure you getting enough of them in. So you just probably have to eat a little bit more than the average person that's striving to lose weight. But you can eat the same foods. You'll probably just have to eat a larger portion of those same foods. You have to eat more beans than the person that's striving to lose the weight. You will have to eat more greens, like more spinach, than the person that's striving to lose the weight. You can probably throw some potatoes into the mix if you're striving to gain weight or gain muscle. And then if you can handle, if I don't really recommend peanut butter, so I'll probably say almond butter. If you can handle almond butter, then that's also something good to consume. Brown rice is cool. I just been weaning myself off of the rice, but brown rice is cool. Like if you get some brown rice with some vegetables, you good to go. That's cool. And then brown rice and beans, that's actually a pretty good combination as far as like a complete protein goes. Yes, sweet potatoes, most definitely. But if you're looking to gain some muscle, then the regular Idaho potatoes can serve a purpose, long as you don't overdo it, and make sure you get the organic Idaho potatoes. But yeah, if you're looking to put on muscle, then actually the Idaho potatoes are cool too. But I always recommend sweet potatoes. But the Idaho potatoes, like the regular baked potato, is cool. Again, it's cool if you're striving to put on muscle. Because when you're striving to put on muscle, different rules apply. And I like black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, then like the vegetarian baked beans. And again, you can have those with any vegetable. 2 servings of vegetables if you want. So I like to do like beans, Brussels sprouts, and like peas and things like that. So that's a pretty good trio. But always remember, like I said, I just want to keep harping on the fact that you should not eat fruit with anything else. And another thing to stop doing is drinking juice or water with your meal. That actually impedes on the digestive process of like the food that you are consuming. When you drink water or any type of juice or any type of beverage with your meal, that messes up the digestive process in regards to the food that you are consuming. So it does not wash down the food. It doesn't aid in the process. It actually makes it worse and makes it more complicated. So stop drinking any type of beverage with your meal. If you need to drink a beverage, wait about, I'd say about a good 30 minutes to an hour, and then drink the water. I really don't too much care for, like, if I drink like orange juice or something, if I'm not drinking water. But stop drinking beverages with your meal. That's also important. If you need to drink something, drink it either 30 minutes before or 30 minutes to an hour after the meal, but do not drink it with the meal. Stay away from beverages when you are eating. So that's another important piece of information that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people, it's common to have that beverage with the meal. Got to eliminate that. That's messing up the digestive process. Yeah, the grandfather is a wise man. Always drink it after the fact or before the fact. Yeah, it's crazy. We got to do a lot of unlearning. I mean, a lot of us, we got bad habits, but we pretty much was destined to have these bad habits before we even made our appearance on this earth. And that's the sad thing about it. So we was born into these bad habits. And the people that gave birth to us was born into these bad habits. So it's crazy. It's tragic, man. Like, it's sad, man. But we gotta break those chains. We gotta break the cycles. That's what we're here for. We gotta keep learning and keep teaching what we learn. So that's what I'm striving to do. I come across information, I try to pass on that information to anybody that's willing to listen. Because we really got to get healthy out here, man. They out here trying to really take us out. And people really not discussing it. Like, they trying to wipe us out. They trying to take us out. So we got to protect ourselves because we really don't know what's out here, man. Like, I can guarantee with 100% they out here planting this virus in certain areas and things of that nature. They know how this thing's spreading. So we got to protect our immune system. We got to create clean inner environments so that no matter what type of virus they throw at us, we good. But they trying to wipe us out. So we gotta know and understand that too. We at war. And part of this war has something to do with your health. Like, if you're not healthy, if you're not taking care of your health, you may be one of the first to go. As sad as that may seem. That's why they tell you the people that have underlying conditions need to be more cautious. They let you know it's survival of the fittest out here. Only the strong survive. So with that being said, we got to make sure our immune systems are strong so that we can survive, because they trying to wipe out the so-called weak. No, sir, I'm not taking a vaccine at all. I'm not taking a vaccine at all. I don't even care. At that point, if they try to make it meant, like at that point, I'm ready for war at that point, because I'm not doing it. Especially with it, like, it's real simple to protect yourself against a virus. So I'm not about to go out here and get a vaccine, because then again, that's just going to let me know that it was an agenda all from the jump. So no, I'll take my chances with fasting and eating correctly. So they can keep their little vaccines, man. I'm good. And that the crazy thing about it is, a lot of people, that's what they are waiting on. They are waiting on a so-called cure, a vaccine. When the truth of it is, a vaccine is not even a cure. Like, even with the flu vaccine and things of that nature, people still get the flu. So they can come out with a COVID vaccination. People are still going to get the coronavirus. And I think that like they say, believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Like, I believe they are actually spiking a lot of these numbers. And I feel like they are spiking a lot of these coronavirus numbers because of a vaccination. So what's going to happen is They spiking these numbers. They're making it seem like it's out of control. So then when they come out with a vaccination, all of a sudden we're going to see the number of cases decrease. And they are going to attribute that to the vaccination. And there we have it. And then everybody going to fall right in line and get the vaccination. But right now they need to make the number look like it's so out of control that we need something to control it. And that vaccination is going to be that. So right now they got to make sure them numbers look so like exponentially ridiculous. So they can say, we got this vaccination. Then when they inject you with that vaccine, then I guarantee you we're going to see those numbers decrease drastically. Yeah, Kev, I think the COVID will get worse, but not in the way that you are thinking. I think it's going to get worse because they are going to make it appear as if it's worse. Like I said, they're going to spike numbers and they're going to make it look worse than what it actually is. And then they're going to introduce that vaccine on us. And then all of a sudden that number just going to decrease. And then they're going to attribute that to the creation of this vaccination. And everybody going to fall in line and say, I need to get the COVID vaccine because look, the numbers didn't decrease. So it's like, that's what they doing. That's why these numbers are so crazy right now. I literally never wear a mask. And if I like when I was at the bank, when I work at the bank, I have to put it on, but I barely have it on then. And I'm good. Like I feel better than I've ever felt. Like I'm starting to feel so good right now, just simply because I've been fasting more and I just been cleaning up my eating a lot more. So I feel great, like no mask and all. Matter of fact, the people that I know that tend to get this virus, they walk around with masks on religiously. I feel like, Sean, I feel like they're going to try to mandate it, but I don't know. They're going to definitely make it look like it's a necessity, though. They're going to definitely do that. But people don't understand the science, like I said, behind a virus, man. A virus needs a certain environment to thrive in. Virus can't thrive in a healthy environment. It's harmless in a healthy environment. So if you got a clean and healthy environment internally, the virus can't do nothing to you. Hence, again, why they tell the people that have underlying conditions to be more cautious. But the crazy thing about it is that's a large percentage of the population. A lot of people have underlying conditions that they know about, but a lot of us are walking time bombs. A lot of us are walking heart attacks just waiting to happen. And we think we good because we haven't experienced symptoms or we haven't been diagnosed with anything. Yeah, I know some people that had it. And Zab, no, I'm not a fan of the keto. You can cut out certain carbs. You can cut out refined carbs like the breads, pastas, and all the cookies, cakes, and chips, and all that good stuff. But you need your vegetables and you need your fruit. So I'm not a fan of the keto diet. Again, it's not sustainable. It's not necessarily healthy. Don't be afraid to consume fruit. That won't harm you, especially when you just stick to it in the morning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad I started young too, because it's a lot of people that's older right now that I see, and it's just like I could imagine just hitting like 50 and damn near dying, and then striving to change your health at 50. Man, you done been eating this way for 50 years, man. You really are stuck in your ways. So trying to eat healthier at 50 like is way more complicated than like 18 or 20. So like it's best to start young, man, because the older you get, the harder it is to just transition to a healthier lifestyle, man, because you so stuck in those ways, man. That habit runs deep. The conditioning runs deep the older you get, man. So it's better to just tackle it young, man. So I'm definitely glad I started paying attention, man. I just came across certain information when I did, man. But like I said, I'm always just kind of refining like myself, man, and just paying attention to just adding and subtracting things. I'm always experimenting with myself so I can reach that optimal level. So it's always some learning to be done. They say the more you learn, man, the more you realize you don't know, and that's just true. But like I said, this COVID coronavirus, it ain't nothing to fear to me. It ain't nothing to fear to me at all. But they creating all this mass hysteria and this mass panic. That's the media doing this. And you have a lot of people that say or make crazy statements like we saying that this is fake. I'm not saying that the coronavirus is something that is fake. It is very much indeed something that is real. What I'm saying is it's not something that you should fear, because there are easy solutions in regards to preventing it and then healing yourself from it. So we are not saying that it's fake. We are not saying that people have not been affected by it. We're not saying that people haven't died from it. It's like with any other virus or with any other type of like sickness or ailment. If it hits the wrong person, it can take them out. So a person with diabetes, man, a person with like heart problems and things of that nature, it's a lot of ailments that they don't want to get outside of like the coronavirus. Like a person with those type of conditions don't want to get the flu because the flu can wipe them out. They don't want to get pneumonia because pneumonia can wipe them out. So no, we not out here downplaying the seriousness of the coronavirus. But I think the people that say that are downplaying the power of the body. I think those people are downplaying the importance of what you eat, your nutrition. I think those people are downplaying the importance of fasting and going without and refraining from eating. Those people are downplaying all of that. We not downplaying this virus. We know that it's serious. That's why we taking our health serious. So I think people need to stop making that statement. Hey, Terrence, yeah, you want to do it gradually. Cut that meat out gradually. If you do a cold turkey, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go right back to eating meat. So you want to do it gradually. Yeah, it's a lot of people, man, like my age that don't care to eat healthy. And the crazy thing about it, like a lot of them feel like, you know, since they still a little bit younger, like they can afford to just like not eat the best. Like this is the time to do it. This is the time to develop those type of habits. This is not the time to go crazy. Like I wish I would have been born into it. You know what I'm saying? Like the younger you get into it, the better. Like stop postponing and procrastinating on your health. Like that should be your number one priority. Without that, you have nothing. You can't enjoy life when you're sick all the time. Yeah, eating out, man. Yeah, eating out just needs to stop. I'm starting to get fed up with the lines like wrapped around these buildings when I just drive past these fast food joints. And then the time of the night, like I just drove past, it was like Chick-fil-A last night, man. It's like 8:30. Line wrapped around the building. So these people not about to get home and eat these meals until about 9:30. For one, that's already a bad enough time to be consuming any type of meal, let alone fast food. And then we wonder why we getting sick, man. We wonder why we dying early of all type of conditions and things of that nature. We wonder why heart disease is still the number one killer of people in this country. Because we doing things like eating Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Burger King, and all that at 9 o'clock at night. Like, come on, then going right to sleep. And we wonder why we wake up and have no energy to do what needs to be done. Yeah, Kev, I looked at that heart attack grill, man. That was some serious. And then the crazy thing is, when I posted something on Facebook about it, I actually have someone on my friends list that's from Vegas, and they chimed in and started talking about the Heart Attack Grill. Said they have a scale, like I guess in the entrance of that restaurant, so people can weigh themselves before they eat. That's crazy. Steak and Shake line, steak. Like, what do you even eat at Steak and Shake? I don't even remember the last time I went to Steak and Shake. Like, I don't even know what you even get at Steak and Shake. But every fast food joint I drive past when I leave, like the gym and stuff like that, wrapped around the corner, man. Popeye's line is ridiculous. Like, Popeye's line is always ridiculous at night. Like, it's better to just not eat, man. If your only option is Popeye's chicken, and you finna, matter of fact, and we talking about food combination, so you probably finna have this chicken with a biscuit, terrible combination, and you probably might have some red beans and rice and all that with that. So you just tearing your digestive system to pieces. The chicken by itself is killing you, let alone with a biscuit and some rice. Like, you just destroying your insides, man. Like, people don't understand the preciousness of the digestive system, man. That requires the most energy to do what it needs to be done, to do what needs to be done. But we constantly, like, our digestive system stays overworking. If you got to eat at night, I recommend vegetables. If you can make a smoothie, that's cool. If not, just vegetables. Like, that's your go-to meal at night, vegetables, like a salad or something. So if you got to go to like a fast food joint, find you a salad. Find you one that has a salad. May not be the best salad, but that's better than eating any other thing off that menu. So when all fails, eat you a salad at night. Man, that In-N-Out line stay long. I can imagine. It's annoying. Like, all throughout the day, lines just long. Smoothie, you probably want to do a vegetable smoothie if it's at night. You want to get you a veggie smoothie in, so you want to get you a green smoothie in. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, them salads at the fast food joints are garbage. But if you feel like that's your only option, if you feel like you have no other, honestly, I would prefer you just not eat and just drink water. But if you feel like that's your only option, I'd rather you just get the garbage salad that the fast food place sells opposed to the Baconator or something like that, man. I'd rather you just eat that salad and take your L with the salad. Lesser of two evils type deal. But honestly, if you have no better option than fast food, you better off just fasting, honestly. Like, that's what I do. Like, my only option is that I'm going to just go ahead and just chill out, man. I'm going to just drink my water and I'll be good. You won't pass out. You won't die. You won't do any of that dramatic nonsense. You will be just fine. So I feel like this was a pretty good live, man. Touched on what I needed to touch on. Broke it down. I'm about to hit the books, pick up some equipment for the gym and whatnot. I'm going to be back Sunday. I don't know what the topic will be just yet, but like I said, I'm going to be going live Thursdays and Sundays from here on out until I say otherwise. So be on the lookout Sunday for me. I'm going to go live and I'm going to definitely talk about something. You already know what I'm bringing to the table, something that's going to elevate the health, destroy disease, destroy negativity and all that. So I'll catch y'all. Y'all be easy out here. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Stay up, my almighty fam. Peace.